Hey guys, it's Captain OCD back for episode 6 of Let's Play Diablo 2 Hardcore. I've got some bad news. Due to a stupid mistake on my part, I lost a lot of the footage for this episode. So I'm going to have to re-record doing the act. I've already got all the waypoints and done just about all the quests, but I'm just going to go through it properly anyway. Here's a quick scan of my equipment. Not too much has changed since episode 5. I'm level 21 now, which is 3 levels higher than I was when I left you in episode 5. Quick scan of my skills as well. Absolutely nothing has changed. I'm actually saving points for dumping into battle orders in Whirlwind. And as you can see, my resists are way higher than they were before, and this is because I completed the Ancient's Pledge rune word. It's a really nice rune word. I did enough Countess runs to get enough Ral runes to combine up to an Ort rune. As a username Separate Piece mentioned in my last video, the highest rune the Countess will even drop is a Ral rune, so you can run it all day, but you're never going to run into an Ort rune. You have to combine your way up to it. So the first quest in Act 2 involves going into the city to fight a super unique greater mummy called Radamant. You can get access to the sewers up here, but I suggest you check out this other entrance down by the dockside. It almost always spawns right next to the stairway to sewers level 2, and it just makes going through this a lot faster. As soon as you get in, just take a right or a left and you'll almost surely run into the stairs. In episode 5 I said I was going to go over Concentrate, Leap Attack, and Iron Skin. Leap Attack is like Leap, except that when you land you make an attack and it does a lot of bonus damage. But unlike Leap, there is no limit to the distance that you can leap. So in that way it's almost strictly better than Leap. It's a great way to get around. It's like a limited teleport. Concentrate, while attacking, it increases your defense, as you can see right there. It also makes your attack uninterruptible, which is super nice. And then Iron Skin's just a passive bonus to your defense, nothing special. These red skeletons here, called Burning Dead, as you might expect, have very high fire resistance. It's not really something that will affect us, but for fire sorks or fire druids, it might take a little longer to take them down. Up here we find the sewers level 2 waypoint. I already have all the waypoints, but I'm going to be tagging them all just for consistency. Make up for that lost footage. And not too far from that we find the sewers level 3. These Burning Dead mages here throw out a firebolt-like attack, which will always hit you. You could have infinite defense, and you'll still get tagged by it. The only real way to avoid it is to literally dodge it or to have high enough fire resistance. The damage is pretty low anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it, but it's something to look out for. Here we run into a combat shrine. What a combat shrine does is increases your attack rating and your damage by 200%. It's not really too great right now since I'm almost one-shotting everything anyway, but later on it's really a nice find. You'll know you're getting close to Radamant when you run into these black skeletons called horrors. Your quest log will also update when you get close enough to him, and if that wasn't enough to key him off, the gigantic army of undead surrounding him is. I just leap right over to him, because when he dies, several holy bolts shoot out and kill all the undead in the area, so if you can sustain the focus fire, or in this case my hireling, it's probably best just to skip everything and go straight for him. He will drop a Book of Skill, which you can use to gain 1 free skill point, or you can put wherever you'd like. Like I said, I lost the footage of actually doing this the first time, so the book didn't drop. Once you've cleared him up, go back to town and talk to Atma to complete the quest. She'll reduce the price of all the vendors in the town for you. From here we'll take the Dry Hills waypoint that we picked up in episode 5. Luckily I was able to clear these champions before my experience shrine wore off. As I mentioned before, the best way to get around is to find the nearest wall and follow it. This is especially true in Act 2, where the way the rocks spawn on the minimap can be really misleading as to where the next area is.
It's very possible to walk right past an entrance to, say, the Fire Oasis and not even know it. And here's the Far Oasis. It is home to my favorite enemy in the game, Itchies. I just think they're so cool. They drain stamina, which really, who cares? These guys, however, the beetles, whenever you strike them, they shoot out bolts of lightning, similar to lightning enchanted monsters. They're pretty dangerous. Probably the most threatening monster in the act, besides maybe claw vipers. I don't know, it's debatable. The most annoying is easily leapers, though. What we're looking for here in the Far Oasis is the maggot layer. Inside the maggot layer is the staff piece of the Roderick staff, which we need to construct to gain access to the last area of the act. The maggot layer is pretty infamous for being the most annoying area in Diablo ever. It doesn't really affect us, but for classes like skeletal necromancers, this place is a nightmare. As you can see, the corridors here are very cramped. In fact, in older versions of the game, you weren't able to actually walk through your hireling. So if someone got in front of you, you couldn't move forward, and if he was behind you, you couldn't retreat back if you got in a bad situation. But for us, we don't really mind fighting enemies one at a time. That's kind of what we do. So it doesn't affect us too much. But lightning javazons and bone necros have a field day here. It is awesome. These tunnels are great for just throwing down piercing attacks. These maggot enemies here are really strange. They can poison you, but the poison's pretty negligible. They can lay eggs too, and they'll burrow into the ground whenever they get low on health. That is, if they don't die in one hit. The eggs are kind of tough, not really. And if they stay alive long enough, they spawn maggot young, which die in one hit too. So they're really just overlooked enemies. They're nothing to worry about at all. I got really lucky and was able to find these stairs to the level 3 very easily. It's a cool trick to this place. This is where the staff is located, and the room that the staff is in, you will always approach from the southwest. So as long as you keep going northeast, you'll eventually run into the room that you need to get into. Here's the room with the staff in it. It's also got that super unique monster right there, Cold Worm the Burrower. Other than being immune to cold, there's really not much to say about her. She dies very easily. In fact, my hireling takes her out in 3 jabs. I'm pretty sure that green stuff she's spraying everywhere can poison you, and I recall the poison doing a ton of damage, but really doesn't seem to affect me with max poison resist right now. And here's the staff. Go ahead and toss that into my cube and head back to town. But wait, that's right, I didn't get the Far Oasis waypoint in this recording, so I have to walk out. Hooray. I go ahead and cut to finding the waypoint as well as getting level 22. The next area we're entering is the Lost City. It's very similar in structure to the Dry Hills or the Far Oasis, so I'm going to be editing most of it out. Nothing really too noteworthy to mention here, other than this place, the Ancient Tunnels. It's similar to the cave or the hole that you would find in Act 1. Just a little side area with a chest at the end and nice loot inside. The other somewhat notable thing about the Lost City is the super unique monster here named Dark Elder. It's just an extra fast zombie who's magic resistant. What that translates to is a normal moving monster who's magic resistant. Here's the Valley of the Snakes. This can be really hard to find sometimes, but in it is the Claw Viper Temple. Cloud Vipers hurt. If you are a character who really relies on running away over confronting enemies directly, and therefore has very low armor, Cloud Vipers are scary. They do a ton of damage. They have a charge attack and a knockback, and it's just nasty stuff. But we have no problem going toe-to-toe with them. Unfortunately, we're getting close to the time limit here, so I'm going to have to call the episode. That's all for episode 6 of Let's Play Diablo 2 Hardcore. If you have any questions or advice, you can leave a comment below. Next time we'll be finishing up Act 2, hopefully. Thanks for watching.